and tracking the wildfire fight right now. The fast-moving Oak Fire burning tonight in Mariposa County. At this point, the fires burn more than 15,000 acres with no containment. The cause is under investigation, and Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency in Mariposa County. ABC 10's John Bartel has been on the ground all day in Mariposa County and brings us the latest on the fire and its impact on local communities.
The Oak Fire has burned more than 1,500 acres and it's making its way closer to Yosemite. But in its path are two communities in a rural and steep area, and it's difficult for fire crews to get to. Just above the evacuation center at Mariposa Elementary School, smoke from the Oak Fire is growing. And just over the hill, flames are tearing through a dry forest. On the ground, fire crews are working to stop the fire from spreading to homes. From the sky, pilots are dropping water and fire retardant to keep the fire from moving east to Yosemite National Park and west to the town of Mariposa. All right, so this is some of the struggles that a lot of these fire crews are working with right now. It's very hard to see, but there is actually a line of fire crews right on the other side of this smoke right here. All they can do right now is wait until this fire passes. 12 miles east of Mariposa is Lush Meadow Estates, a community that was told to evacuate.
This is our home. I feel like we're going to do what we can to at least have a chance.
Jerry Kell stayed behind to rake away dry leaves from his home. As he watches a helicopter fly over his community, he's reminded of the Ferguson fire that nearly destroyed his neighborhood in 2018.
That wasn't as scary as this one.
Fire crews attempt to maneuver trucks up steep hills. The Oak Fire burned dozens of homes, including Highland House Bed and Breakfast, a popular Yosemite Valley getaway for 22 years.
Oh, hi, John.
Hello. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry to tell you it was lost. And back at Mariposa Elementary, more bad news. Rodney McGuire learned that his home was lost as well. Luckily, he was able to save a few family keepsakes.
I had just enough time to get birth certificates, my DD-214, the picture of my parents.
Tonight, fire crews are expecting further advancement of the fire, and because of that, the Red Cross is preparing for more evacuees to come into their shelters. In Mariposa, I'm John Bartel.
Thank you. That was John Bartel reporting. Now check this out. The smoke from the Oak Fires making its way to the Sierra. Our own Becca Hobbiger took this video this morning along I-80 near the Kingvale exit. And now on to meteorologist Carly Gomez tracking the current conditions for us tonight. Carly?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of smoke throughout the day as the fire continues to burn and burn quickly. It's burning a lot of fuels as well, and those fuels, the grasses, the brushes, they're going straight up into the air and concentrating right now to areas right in the high Sierra spots. You can see a lot of that there. Very unhealthy air quality, closer of course to Yosemite, but it has been moving its way all the way up to Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, and the surrounding areas in that red zone for unhealthy air quality. Pretty much for everyone. Once you get into the orange zone, it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. So everyone's seeing, at least smelling the smoke in the air. So you want to limit your time outdoors. We do expect a lot of that smoke to begin pushing down into a lot of those lower foothill spots and even some lighter air quality issues for some valley portions as well. As we start moving into 4 a.m., you can actually see how thick some of that smoke could be and how bad the air quality could be for areas around Arnold, Murphy, Sonora, all the way up to Jackson. You can really see a nice defined line here moving up toward the northeast. In fact, National Weather Service in Boise actually warning their residents that, hey, we could start getting a lot of this smoke moving up there in the next 2 days. And this is also going to travel all the way up potentially into the areas of the Pacific Northwest by Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, we have been tracking this, and into tomorrow we will start to see it recede just a little bit before pushing right back out toward the east into the afternoon hours. And then we're really tracking potential for thunderstorms after that, because once we start getting those, we'll start to also see some winds picking up and hopefully pushing a little bit more of that out of the area. Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour as we start moving into early morning hours. Very light winds, especially around the fire zone. So that's good news for firefighters. We will see it picking up into the evening though. So bad news there Monday evening as we start to get low pressure offshore pushing those winds onshore and increasing those winds as well. Let's talk about what we've been seeing in terms of recovering humidities. We're now about 20 to 40% relative humidity for these zones, so decent. At least we're not seeing 20% in these areas, but it is still very dry and all that brush is really dried out. In the overnight hours, we are expecting to see some of the clouds roll in, and this will affect areas into the high Sierra spots. Tracking those fires, we'll talk more about that coming up.